What's up, guys, and welcome to the Holy Spam build. I put this together last night after something clicked. I was like, wow, this is the most fun I've had in Chaos Dungeons, hands down. I just noticed after playing a few, I had a huge grin on my face the whole time I was playing, and it was just hilarious. It was working just so well, and this playstyle is what I think the most fun you're going to have in a Chaos Dungeon with a Paladin. It's absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to show you how we put this together, and not only do you spam all of your AoEs and destroy everything in sight non-stop, but you also are spamming your heals, your shields, and all of your attack buffs. So I'm going to show you how to put together this cooldown build, and it's actually a lot easier than than you probably think it would be. It took a few conversations with other people on how you get the stats to put everything together, and you'll probably get it online early T2, I would think. So let me know what you guys think, and let's get into it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build swiftness, and I know I just say that like it's real matter of fact, and you might think to yourself if you're a new player, oh, you make it sound so easy. It actually isn't that hard to do. It just took a little insight. I got on a Discord call with a friend of mine, and we walked through it and how to build all of the jewelry sets to match the build. And you'll see here with this swiftness build, I have 17.2% extra cooldown, which is awesome. And this is one of the first steps that you need. And I'm going to show you how you can easily do that. First thing we're going to do is hit Alt-Y, and that's going to bring up the auction house. We're going to go over to up at the top here where it says market, and then there's the tab to hit auction house. We're going to hit that. Then we're going to go down to where it says accessory. And then we're going to go down now. Rings and earrings are the only thing that have just one stat on them. So we're going to specifically be looking for swiftness. The other way to do this, if you don't want to buy them on the auction house, is you can just farm the Chaos Dungeon you're currently on. You can just keep farming it until you get the stat. Might take a little bit longer, but for the gold prices that you can get some of this stuff for, this will save you a lot of time. So we're going to go to rings, for instance, and then for me, I'm on tier 2. So I'm going to go up here and change this to tier 2, overall rating, legendary, and then right over here in this right-hand tab, I'm going to click this and I can get specific about what I'm looking for. So I'm building up the expert engraving. So I'm going to go first to combat stats and swiftness, and then I'm going to go to engraving effect, and then click on expert because I want a very specific jewelry. So I'm going to click that. Now we have all of this jewelry has not only swiftness on it, but 2 stacks of expert, which is really nice. So then we're going to go over here to the buy now, and we're going to click it a couple times. And look, 6 gold. You can pick yourself up exactly what you need. And I'm sure a lot of you have 100 gold, whatever. You can put together a whole set of jewelry. So on your necklace, the one difference here is that you get 2 bonus effects, and your secondary effect that you're looking for is going to be specialization. And what that does is I have 260 specialization currently, and it buffs your holy aura skill efficiency, your piety meter gain, and your awakening skill damage, which are all beneficial to a support build paladin and things that you want to build. One of the other things I picked up was this quick recharge rune that was located on the 45th floor in Shadespire in the tower. So you can grab that, and I'm unsure how pivotal this is, but I feel like it all adds up. What this does is whenever you use the skill that this is attached to, you get potentially a negative 8% to cool times on all of your skills, which is awesome. And like I said, it all adds up. So the next thing we're going to get is gems. And we're going to try to specifically get cooldown gems first, and then we're going to buff up with damage on top of that. But to get all of the cooldown gems you are using for all the specific skills that we're using in this build is your first priority. And that would just, once you get to T2, that's one of the next things that you're going to build up are your cooldown gems. Now, just an FYI, at the time I'm making this build, I have 279 skill points. So if that gives you an idea of how many I'm working with and how many you have in comparison, I'm going to show you which skills I dumped momentarily while I build up the other things that are more important. The first skill we're going to open up with is Holy Protection, and we're going to run the tripod's Swift Fingers, Lingering Power, and Vow of Light. The second skill we're going to use is Charge, and this one is just for movement. We're not depending on this for damage at all in the beginning. Later on, we're going to build it up as we get more skill points, but right now it is a kind of a dump skill to where we're specifically only using it for the movement ability, and I have no skill points in it currently. The next skill we're going to use is Light Shock, and we're going to use Wide Hit and Light's Vestige. And we're going to try to debuff as many things as we can. The Light's Vestige gives a 10% debuff for the mobs take more damage. And we're going to open with that. And the important thing here is that this is base at an 8-second cooldown. So when we're running all the cooldowns on top of that, we're going to get it back even faster. And then we're also running that quick recharge rune that I showed you at the beginning of the video that's in the tower. We're running that on here. So this is our shortest cooldown. We're hoping to get that 8-second buff as quickly as possible for all the cooldowns. And in the fourth spot, we have Heavenly Blessings, and the tripods we're running with that are Faith, Valor, and Heavenly Requiem. So this is a nuke, and the important thing here is that Valor gives the 15% attack buff for all party members and overall attack power of 6%. Now that does not stack with our final ability, so keep that in mind. So that's why we're running the one that does not stack with at the end, so then we can keep this ability up all the time to buff all of our party members for max attack percentages. Coming in with the 5 spot, once we've debuffed with Light's Vestige, and then we've buffed all of our party members with the attack buff, now we're going to follow up with where the fun begins, and that is Holy Sword. And we're going to run the tripod Stigmata, Vital, Point Hit, and Release Light. And Release Light is one of the more important parts of this. Now, all these parts of the tripod are important, but this is where the build gets hilarious in the fact that normally this is a 27-second cooldown, but with everything that we're running, and with Release Light, when we add this up, we are potentially, in some circumstances, keeping this Holy Sword up constantly. And this is one of the hardest hitting, if not the hardest hitting skill that we have. And we can literally spam it over and over and over, literally nuking everything in our path. It's absolutely hilarious. In the 6th spot, we have Execution of Justice, and the tripods we're running here are Rune Prison, Strength Release, and Express Fury. Coming up next, we have Executor's Sword, and I haven't built this one up yet. It's the lowest on the priority list for what this build is about, but I did take Stigmata as my first tripod. And then finally, we wrap it up with Wrath of God, and this is the one that has the tripod that does not stack with Heavenly Blessings. And how this one works is we were running the tripods Wide Thunderstroke, Thunder, and Express Fury for the buff. So you're able to keep that buff up nonstop because you're spamming all of these abilities. So that's pretty much how the build works. It is constant cooldown. You're literally just hitting buttons nonstop. You will actually overlap Heavenly Blessings and Wrath of God, and it's kind of one of those things where, like, who cares if it's up? Just use it. Like, stuff is constantly up because the cooldowns are so crazy, and you're just constantly nuking everything on the... And while simultaneously, it feels DPS Paladin-y, but it's a chaos dungeon, and you're keeping everyone, you're spamming heals and attack buffs, and I'm sure everyone appreciates that at the same time. So that's how it works. It is by far the most fun build that I've had so far, and I'm looking forward to tweaking this more as I go along because I'm still just having a blast running this. Let me know what you guys think, and we will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.